and hostility, of racism, 400 years of being told that our voices and our lives do not matter. But I'm a child of the South. My granddaddy and granddaddy from Columbia, South Carolina, my grandma and grandma from Ola, South Carolina. They told me that it's not 400 years of oppression, but 400 years of black joy. And not 400 years of black hostility. How about 400 years of black perseverance? And instead of 400 years of black tears, how about 400 years of black laughter? How about celebrating the fact that we are descendants of people, men and women, who chose to survive? We have to recognize that. We have to recognize that because they did not know whether freedom was coming. They did not know how the end was going to be. They didn't know we'd have a Barack Obama. But they were confident that if they chose to survive and they planted seeds in us, then we would be here when the end showed up. It's the work that we do every day. So I just want to mark this moment. This is a significant year. Thinking about in 1619, when the first 20 or so Africans arrived into the English-speaking British colonies, what they must have seen, what they must have thought. I think it's important for us to teach young people that our history in this country and on this planet doesn't begin and end with white folks being in charge. Right? That we have to be clear that even in the midst of American enslavement, we still had agency. We still had control over our thoughts. We still had control over our emotions. We still had control over our faith. They didn't take everything from us because pieces of us remain and still are in existence today. So I want to mark this moment because marking moments is something that we do. We do it as human beings. We do it as African Americans. We mark the moment that a child is born. We mark when we get married or when we fall in love. For some of us, we mark the moment when we see that guy across the room and we think he's going to be the one. We mark that moment. Some of us might remember the moment, like I do, of calling my daddy and said, I think I've met him. And my daddy said, you haven't met him because I haven't introduced you to him. We have a difference in marking these moments. These are what I call individual moments. But I think that we have some collective moments. I believe that as black people in this country, we may not be able to remember the moment of freedom, but I believe that it's stored up in our DNA. That moment when the soldier in Virginia stood up and said that the music that night, going into January 1st, 1863, was like the loose tide of a race set free. It was that moment Frederick Douglass, who was holding church up in Boston, that's when we got the original idea of the watch night from Frederick Douglass. They stayed in church that night, waiting to see if Lincoln was going to come forward with the Emancipation Proclamation. Frederick Douglass said people were sitting on the edge of their seats. They were not going to leave the church until they found out whether or not Lincoln was going to do what he promised. Douglass said we had pressured him, we had pushed him, we had prayed for him at about this moment, and we were determined not to leave our place of worship until the God that we believed in sent the word that we were going to be free. Now, we can look back at the long eye of history and understand that the Emancipation Proclamation didn't free anybody. We can be very clear that we don't owe our freedom at the feet of Abraham Lincoln. But what it did do was that Emancipation Proclamation gave black men and women the agency and the onus they needed to free themselves. They said once that document went forward and singing was popping up in plantations throughout the South, and they were worshiping up in churches in Boston and Philadelphia, black folks, black women in particular, were planning to leave. They said over 1 million enslaved people got up in the next couple of days and said, Lincoln does have us free. We're going to leave you. And they were marching back and forth to catch up with the Union soldiers. Lincoln didn't set them free, he just gave them the onus to pack up their bags and get moving. I say we have to be clear that when freedom came, it's because we took it, not because it was given to us. See, that's where the confusion is. We think we've been given things in this country. Every advancement that's been made in this country is because we took it. Because we fought for it, because we prayed about it, because we stood for it, because we marched, we died, we did everything possible. We're the ones and the reasons why democracy means what it means today. According to Karsonya Wise-Whitehead, the 1619 Project, democracy meant nothing but a lie until black folks made them live up to it. And we made them live up to it because of our humanity. Because we chose not to forget who we were or who we were supposed to be. We remember what it was like when black men and black women were lynched with such speed and regularity that James Baldwin wrote in '63. He said, remember that what they believe, as well as what they do and cause you to endure, does not testify to your inferiority, but to their inhumanity. Remember who you are. That collective memory is what I call it. There's some of us here in this room, and I'm not going to date myself. I can't do that. But some of us in this room, like my parents, can remember where you were when you heard Dr. King had been assassinated. You might remember the cries that went up across the land. My grandmother said when she got the word that Dr. King had been assassinated, she said she laid down on the ground for her stomach. She said sometimes when you got to pray to God, you can't come on your knees. You got to get down on your stomach. And she said she laid down with her hands outstretched and she prayed for deliverance. Now what's interesting is my grandmother didn't pray like that often. The second time she told me that she got down on her stomach, laid her hands out, was the night Barack Obama was elected. She said, I laid down on my stomach and I knew that we had been asking for some type of deliverance. She said, I didn't think I was going to be alive to see it. I will tell you that I have a certain kind of joy knowing that before my grandmother ran on ahead to see how the end was going to be, that the last president she saw looked like her. What an amazing thing to think about. We can remember what it was like when Mahalia Jackson yelled out to Dr. King, tell him about the dream, Martin. Tell him about the dream. That if we take a look at Dr. King's speech, that was an academic speech, really. I mean, you listen to the first half, it sounds like a lecture from out of college. And it wasn't until Mahalia Jackson essentially said, go off book and talk to the people. Tell them what you've been dreaming about. Tell them what we've been collectively dreaming about. Tell them what we want to have happen. Tell them about the dream. That was a dream we had in 1619. That was a dream of Anthony and Isabel, two names of enslaved people who were on that ship in 1619. By 1624, they had a son, William. It's the first documented birth of an African born in America. So though we may not be able to trace our way back to what village we came from, I'm going back to William, that first documented birth in 1624 of an African born in America. Anthony and Isabella went on to have property in Annapolis and in Baltimore. They were able to set up shop and leave things for their children. They laid out for us that there's a path in this country, and though the wind keeps shifting, and though despite our best intentions, despite how much education we get or what neighborhoods we move into, despite our vacations and our tea times, despite, the fur coats and our sororities, despite all of that, the country wants to remind us and make us believe that our lives don't matter. It's something almost insulting to have to say that our lives matter. There's something that's almost oppressive to have to try to convince people that the 400 years we spent in this country, the unpaid labor that we've spent out building this country, that the reason that we stand on the grounds that we do is because people like you and like me worked day up and day out. And we have to prove to them, we have to convince them, we have to tell them, we have to Oscar Grant, Jordan Davis, John Crawford, Michael Brown, Ayanna Jones, Rakia Boyd. We had to say Black Lives Matter, 2015. We said it back in 1968 with Dr. King. We had to say Black Lives Matter. In 1963, with the 4 little girls and the 2 young boys, we had to say Black Lives Matter. Going back a little bit into June of '63 with the Birmingham Children's Campaign, when they were locking up 5-year-olds and 4-year-olds and 6-year-olds, we had to say Black Lives Matter. Going back to 1955, in Til, we had to say Black Lives Matter. During that period of time when we saw with regularity anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 black folks being lynched, on average, we had to say Black Lives Matter. Through Reaganomics, we had to say Black Lives Matter. Watching Bill Clinton gut our black communities with the 3 strikes rule, we had to say Black Lives Matter. Watching what happened at the turn of the century, trying to fight our way, and thinking that if we're just respectable enough, then they'll finally implement the laws that have already been passed. We had to say Black Lives Matter. It's insulting to have to continue to say that. We had to say it back in 1865. With the ratification of the 13th Amendment, we had to say that Black Lives Matter. 1863. Emancipation Proclamation, they were yelling in so many ways, Black Lives Matter. We can go back to 1657, when they legalized slavery in Virginia. What were we trying to say even then? Black Lives Matter. So 400 years of resilience is also a shout for 400 years of trying to convince folks over and over again, some folks who look like us, the Black lives actually do matter. We who have been beaten and bruised and disenfranchised and disengaged, we who have loved our children while they've been killed, while they've been targeted, while they've been stalked, we who have loved our family members who left home never to be seen again, we watched as they built a mass industrial prison complex just so they can replace slavery and keep the system moving. We understood that when they ended slavery and all of a sudden here comes prison and they're snatching black folks off the street, we understand that there's a reason why the 13th Amendment said there's no slavery anywhere except in prison. We understand that when we look across the prison systems, it's populated by people who look like us. Even though we're 14% of the population, we make up over 72% of the prison population. When people ask, where are our men and where are our boys, we know exactly where they are. They are not lost to us. They've been taken from us. So we make this argument and we understand and we feel these moments because we've been here before. The reality that after 400 years, we're still proving the same thing is a toxic reality and a painful realization. It's a burden that's made more onerous by the years of injustice, by the tears shed and the protests mounted. What is interesting is that when those 20 or so Africans arrived on the White Lion, which was a Dutch man-of-war ship carrying slave cargo from the kingdom of Angola in Angola, what is interesting is they were looking to build a new future. You had at that time an African community growing and thriving alongside a European community and a Native community. And it is interesting that when they were talking about what would happen next, what happened next worked against us. 400 years of experiencing both war and peace in this country. We understand that every single war that's been fought in this country, on behalf of this country, has involved black men and women. We understand we've been soldiers in every single war. What is interesting, because my daddy is a Vietnam War era veteran. And I was talking to him and Dwayne with him, and they said that when you were 18 years old and you were drafted, that they broke you down. Now, I've never been drafted. I have no idea what happened. But my daddy said you'd arrive around around 11:30 at night. And you're thinking, I've been drafted, I'm going to get some rest, and we'll start fresh tomorrow. And the work would start when you got there. He said they screamed everything at you. All kind of names except the child of God. He said they talked about your mother and your father. They set to work breaking you down. It was only 12 o'clock at night. He said, and what happened is that they broke you down as an individual and built you back up as a team. He said you had to be a team. That way you could put your life on the line for the person beside you. I thought about that, and I thought about the black community. How so often we've been broken down as individuals, but when we come together as a team, as we did at every pivotal moment to move this country together, it's because we were willing to put our lives on the line for people who stood beside us. Dr. King said, are you willing to die for someone that you don't know? James Baldwin said, are you willing to sacrifice everything you have for children you might never meet? Mary McLeod Bethune said, are you willing to pass the torch even though you don't know who you're passing it to? Dorothy Einheit said, are you willing to give up everything you have in pursuit of something we've been demanding since the beginning of time? Are we beginning to understand that? We were there during the nadir of this country, when the force of the power of the KKK began a slow wave of change designed to terrorize us into giving up our vote and giving up our voice. What is interesting is though they tried to do it, though they tried to break us, it's next year that we celebrate 150 years since black men got the right to vote with the 15th Amendment. And 100 years since women got the right to vote with the 19th Amendment. They tried to stop our vote, and they tried to stop our voice. Coming into this next election, all the research shows that the most powerful base voting next year is black women. Every eye is on what is happening with black women. Who do they support? Who are they standing behind? Who are they giving their money to? Black women will be swinging the next election. Now, part of that makes me excited. You know, as a black woman standing on the shoulders of my mother, my grandmother, her grandmother, her grandmother. But part of that, as the mother of two African-American young men, makes me upset. Because I don't believe we can ever get forward or have ever moved forward individually in this country. We move forward collectively, as a community, as a family unit. And if my brothers and sons and fathers and uncles aren't pulled along, then you're not going to drag me in the freedom and make me excited about being there alone. Either we have to go together, as Harriet Tubman said, unless we go back and die. We have to move forward together. These moments that I'm coming across and I'm highlighting are the moments that we use to reclaim our neighborhoods, and reclaim our children, and reclaim the future that we've been working for 400 years. On the screen, what you see there, I speak for the unforgotten. That's the cover of my new book. In Baltimore City, a young man called my show, and he said, Dr. K, you don't know anything about the black butterfly. Now, in Baltimore City, if you lay Baltimore City on a map, Dr. Lawrence Brown from Morgan State University, he highlighted all of the economically advantaged communities, where you have the private schools, and you have the free charter bus, and the police respect you and treat you like you're a citizen. You can walk your dog at night, go jogging if you want. Well, those neighborhoods actually made an L straight through Baltimore City. It cut straight through the middle of Baltimore City and made a complete L. He just called that the white L. Because coincidentally, those same neighborhoods are predominantly white. He then noticed that around the white L, there were all these economically challenged black communities making up a butterfly pattern. And the farther away they were from the white L, the more disenfranchised they were. So he called that the black butterfly. And so my listener says, you don't know anything about the black butterfly, Dr. K. Why don't you come down here and see how we're doing? So apparently I had too much time on my hands. So I took him up on his challenge. And for all of you in genealogy studies, you know what that's about. You got to go listen to the people. Both the ones standing and the ones who've gone on ahead. You got to go and listen to their story. So I decided to go down to the Black Butterfly 3 days a week. I would drive my car and park, and then I'd walk around. I'd sit on the stoops and meet people, go into the churches and the corner stores, and then document their stories, speaking for the unforgotten. 3 stories stand out to me that I want to share with you. One is an 85-year-old woman who, when I went to Sandtown, Winchester, which is one of the most economically challenged communities in Baltimore City, and one of the most economically challenged neighborhoods in America. There's actually a list of the 10 most dangerous neighborhoods in this country. I was walking around armed only with a pad of paper and some pens. And she was concerned because she thought I was a cop. I would walk past her house up and down 3 days a week. On the second week she came, I said, I know what you're here for. I know they sent you to get me. I said, ma'am. I did everything I could to convince. I said, ma'am, I am right here with you. Really? All I have is a pad of paper. That's all I have. I said, I'm Dr. K, I'm from the radio. I'm just here to hear your story. I said, if you were to give a message to the world, just say the mayor was listening to me. What would you want to tell the mayor? She said, I've been in this city. I was born here, and I'm probably going to die here. She said, Dr. K, can you just tell them that we matter? Can you just tell them just because we're black and we're poor doesn't mean we don't love our kids. Doesn't mean we don't want something different. So you think I want to live here? Can you just tell them that we matter? Story number 2, I went over to Frederick Douglass High School. Frederick Douglass High School is ground zero for the Baltimore Uprising. That was the school in that neighborhood. I was walking through the hallway and I came across a 9th grader. And I spoke to him, realizing later that it was a very classist question to ask him. But I asked young people, hey, what are you doing after college? In 9th grade, I'm thinking in my mind, of course, you're going to go through high school. You're going to go through college. So we were, what are your plans after college? And so he looked at me, and because I'm a mom, I thought he didn't hear me. So I just said it loudly. What are you doing after college? He leaned up against the lockers, and he said, my daddy was shot and killed. My brother was shot last year. He said, my cousins and uncles are in jail. What do I want to do after college? He said, I'm from Baltimore, I'm already dead. Tell him that we matter. A 3rd story. I went to the Academy of College and Career Exploration, another school, high school within the Black Butterfly. And a student, I was talking to her, and she was laughing. She said, every night I just, I'm able to kind of take myself away in my imagination. I'm writing my story every night, which I thought was exciting. It's a young lady, she's writing her story. I said, tell me about writing your story. She said, well, I get down in the tub, and I write my story. So I'm thinking, again, class, why don't you turn the tape over? Don't you have a comfortable place to sit? I said, why are you writing in the tub? She said, well, there are gunshots every night. My mom said that when the gunshots start, you just get in the tub. So I just keep paper in the tub so I can write while I'm there. She said, Dr. K, I just believe they can't kill us all. Tell them that we matter. 400 years later, 85 years old, just tell them that we matter. 9th grader in high school, I'm from Baltimore, I'm already dead. 11th grader in high school, I just write in a tub because the bullets can't kill us all. Tell them that we matter. I like to believe that the state of our community, we are directly responsible for that. There's a part, of course, of systemic inequality. There's a part for redlining. There's a part for the ways in which they disenfranchise our community. There's a part of this, we talk about environmental justice, but there's also a part of it that I think rests on our shoulders. When is the last time we reached back? When is the last time we saw and made the invisible visible? When is the last time we went into those communities to just lean in more? Not just write a check, and checks, of course, are important, but have you given up your time? When is the last time you mentored a young person? I asked a young person, what exactly do you need? He said, I just want someone to show me how to do a college application. He said, I keep hearing people talk about going to college. I want to go. I don't even know how to do the application. Broke my heart. He was a senior in his last year of high school. He said, but I keep hearing them talk about it, like it's going to do something different for me. The last time we showed our children that we believe they matter. It's one thing to be outward facing, to say Black Lives Matter to the world. It's another thing to be inward facing and to show our people that Black Lives matter to us too. It's the ways in which we have lived our life. Brother Douglas argued that our blood is mixed with the soil of this land. He said, when people say go back, I say go back where? Because we built this country. Makes the youth that America never was America to be. But I swear America will be. That we built this country, our blood and our tears and our sweat is mixed with the soil of this land. And it has been since 1619. This is our country just as well as it is anyone else. I am not talking about building a wall at all. At all. I'm talking about understanding that this country was built collectively. And just like everybody else sits at the table, so do we. Or we do like Shirley Chisholm said, we bring our own chair. They don't have a chair for you, you bring your own chair to the table. I took a look at your history online. And 40 years ago, when you were founded, I'm looking here to make sure that's what I saw online 40 years ago, there you go. I took a look and it said that your founders understood that there would come a day when folks would need organizations like yours to help us remember why it's important to study who we are. They knew you would need an organization where you can meet and plan and talk freely and organize. They knew that in the best of times, we would need this organization, and the worst of times we would have to have it, so that our history would not be lost. It's been 400 years, and here we are now. We're standing tall like lighthouses, never moving, never giving an inch, helping our young people guide their tiny ships back to shore. Now there's some people like Woodson and King and Bethune who used to come into a room, and what I was told that by the very sheer power of their genius, they would transform the spirit of the room. It's like my daddy, whenever he'd see Maya Angelou on television, he would stand up and start clapping. Which, at the time, I thought was weird, right? And I remember asking my daddy, why are you standing at the TV and clapping for Maya Angelou? He said, because you got to recognize when genius shows up. He said, maybe if we recognize when genius shows up, maybe one day someone's going to stand and clap when you walk into it. Recognizing when genius shows up. This is where I'll end. Because I believe that this moment here, despite our best intention, and despite our work to make it a more perfect union, there are still spaces in this country where we are needed. Spaces where we have to do the work we've been called to do. Knowing that if we are still here, if we're still on this side of the living, we still have work to do. And we need to get busy doing that work. We need to get busy building that up. We must get busy and celebrate our strength and build up our faith and remember the ones that we've been waiting for. James Weldon Johnson said it best. He said that we need to let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. We need to let it resound as loud as the rolling sea. We need to sing a song that is full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. And sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. We have to face the rising sun of our new day begun. We have to march on till victory is won. Now, there's a story that I always tell whenever I finish speaking. It's the one that embarrasses my son the most, but it is my favorite story in the world. My son is 17 years old, but when he was 4, he was playing by himself in his room. Now, if you're a parent, you understand when they hit 4, that's a good time that you can actually get coffee, you can rest, for just a moment, and I'm going to roll over into something. He's playing by himself, and he sees us. And he yells out, "God bless you, Amir!" Now, as I often tell him, this is my favorite moment for him. Because I called him downstairs. And I said, "Amir, you're by yourself." Because I'm a mommy and a researcher, right? I'm like, "You're by yourself. Why don't you say, 'God bless you, Amir'?" And with his 4-year-old wisdom, he said, "Mommy, sometimes when you're by yourself, you gotta bless yourself." I'm like, "You do! Sometimes when you're by yourself, you gotta bless yourself." We have not made it this far alone. We gotta be able to say, "God bless you," and put your name there. They may not see your genius. They may not recognize your spirit. They may not understand that you're better today than you were yesterday. You've got to be able to bless yourself.